Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how I mount my artwork. There are various different ways that you can mount textile art, but this is the way that I use the majority of the time and the way that I prefer to do it. You take your final finished piece of artwork and you give it a good press. I normally press mine on the back because often there's lots of detail and things like chiffons and nets and things on the front that you don't want to damage. So turn it over, give it a good press on the back, and then you're ready to start preparing to mount. So take your mount that you're going to use for your piece and then position it wherever you are happy that what is showing in the square is what you want to see. Okay, so you can fiddle around with that until you're happy with it. I think for me that's about right. I then hold it in place whilst I draw around the outside of the mount. There we are, and then when I take that off, you've got an outline around the outside. So next I take my artist's adhesive mount board. This is sticky on one side, you've got a peel off area there. You have a bit of mount board that is exactly the same size as the mount that you are using. So when you come to buy this, you can buy it, a lot of artist shops sell it both in the high street and also online. You can get it on eBay or Amazon. It normally comes in lots of different sizes, so you need to look at buying the size that is nearest to the size that you actually want, and then you can cut it down to make it exactly the right size for you. So what you do is turn it over and then you peel off the backing to reveal a lovely, nice, shiny, sticky piece of board. And we'll pop that there like that. And then you take the top two corners that you've marked and you place them on the top two corners of your board there. And just line that line up with the top line of your board. This linen is great because you can actually see through it slightly, so you can actually see where the top of the board is. So once you've done that, you then work down through, just pressing lightly and pulling out any wrinkles that you might find as you go along. And you can just pull those out, press those down as you go. There's a lot of detail on this piece, so I'm not brushing my hands across because else I'm liable to damage the detail that is there. There we are. So that's all pressed down. Now then, what I really want to do is make sure that all this is pressed down in the front, and obviously I don't want to put my hands on top that and jiggle them around because it's going to damage it. So what I normally do is I get a piece of old sheet, nice clean piece of old sheet, just lay that down there and then turn it over, and you can press nice and hard then on the back, and you're not going to damage any of those beads and buttons that you've stitched on the front. Whereas if you put it onto a hard surface, some of the beads may well crack. There. So that is now all nicely adhered to the board. And then what we need to do is take a rotary cutter and make a start on trimming off the edges. Now then, you can do this with a pair of scissors, but I find it much easier to do it with a rotary cutter. And you just go round each of the edges and you get a lovely nice finish then on there. There we are. So that's all cut to size. And then all that remains is to pop your mount on top. There we are. And that is all mounted up and all ready to go in a frame.